I would tell y'all to cancel them feeds, but I think I already said that. Welcome to Recency Bias Radio, where no one's safe from criticism. I am your humble host, Dave Smith, and this rant will be called "Hope is Lost" because, damn it, all hope is lost. I mean, I'm pissed to a higher degree. I told you guys in my last episode what could come of the type of situation that Jess put herself in by not saving Dom. I was willing to even admit that you Jess fans may have been correct in your original thesis that she played it correctly by not saving Dom. But once again, since all of our opinions are based off what already happened, and we're 2020 with our hindsight, I just got to admit it. She should have saved Dom again. I mean, I'm sorry, man. When production. I'm finna go ham on y'all, man. I told all of y'all specifically. What did I say? I said this next HOH is either going to be, it can't be true or false because they just had it. So it either have to be an A and B competition, all right, where they turn the shits and it's just like true or false. Or if it's not that, it's going to have to be something randomized to guarantee that even if Paul can't compete in it, his amount of numbers will be so overwhelming from a probability standpoint that they will still win the competition. And that's exactly what happened. And that's why all hope is lost, because Josh winning HOH is quintessentially Paul winning back-to-back HOHs. And the thing is, Paul wasted his HOH. Paul should have gotten some type of he should have been taught a lesson, okay? He should have had some negative reinforcement. He should have had some negative karma come back and smack him across the face for wasting an HOH week. That was just stupid gameplay on his part. But as the production gods would have it, you know, they go out of their way to babysit Paul. I get it. He's as tall as a kid in 5th grade. That don't mean you got to treat him like one. You see that big-ass beard? This motherfucker could try out for Duck Dynasty right now. Okay, like I just don't understand why they're coddling this dude so fucking much, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sure you're frustrated as much as I am because you're here with me. Okay, this is an early bird special. I usually don't do it this early, but I had to do one right before I went ahead and went to work. But all in all, man, this really ticks me off because the edit yesterday, okay, they told some of the story, which we got into on the last Recency Bias Radio rant. We got into all of that in depth. But you notice how no subject of Cody's military experience was brought up during that Thursday night episode. No physical threatening. None of that was brought up during last night's episode. But what did get brought up last night's episode? Interesting. When production wants to throw Cody under the bus to make Paul not look like the bad guy, they can whip up some footage from day 13 of Cody saying, I need Alex and Jason in the game to go after Jess because I can't. I think he said Jess and Raven. Okay, even if he did say that, and there's video evidence proving he did say that, even if he did say that, a lot can change. He's been out of the game and in the game, okay? Like, the mindset he had before he was sent home is not the same mindset he has now. We've also discussed that shit and about that life. It's the only reason why these motherfuckers is trying to get himself evicted at this point, because they know that at this point, they can't really do anything to Cody to break him mentally. Everything that comes from Cody getting into some type of an emotional rut has to do with Jess, and they know that. But my biggest problem is with you, production, you CBS. You mean to tell me you can't show blackface? You can't show Paul making fun of this dude's military experience. You can't even show anyone any proof of Paul doing anything wrong in any of the past weeks. But then all of a sudden, when Jess is going to use the temptation anyway, you guys try to create a narrative to give her an excuse to not use it. You try to back up a claim from, I don't know who told her. I can't remember who told her it specifically. I think it was Paul who told her. She went over to Matt, asked Matt, and Matt didn't want to confirm. I think the reason why Matt didn't want to confirm is Matt couldn't remember. Not because Matt didn't want to double down on it. It would have benefited Matt to double down on it in that situation. But once again, Paul didn't run that game plan by him yet. All of these people need training wheels. They need Paul to walk up to them and say, hey, this is what we're going to do today, team. We're going to do a layup line, okay? Yeah, first one to miss a layup runs a suicide. All right, anybody have a problem with that? No, coach. All of them just follow everything Paul fucking says to the T. And this was the perfect opportunity for CBS, for something good to happen for CBS. Okay, for something good to happen for this season. All we needed was a Jess or Cody win. Y'all could have made this competition anything but this random crapshoot shit that does nothing but benefit the players with the majority every single time. Now, we've had our flukes in the past of certain people winning that were in the minority, but for the most part, it is rigged against them from the start because it's all up to chance. Look, if you had a small chance of winning with it being with the degree of difficulty level being equal, okay? If you had a slim chance of winning it before, and then you add the fact that everybody taking their shot has to hit it at the same angle to even have the same degree of probability in this, meaning no one has the same degree of probability because they all take different shots at it, you know, that just drops down. All right, if Jess and Cody is 2 people out of, 11, okay, that's somewhere around, give it about 8%, maybe, about 8 to 9%, maybe 7%. Okay, now you got to half that because of the random ass competition that they're doing. So now they have about a 3 to 4% chance of winning this shit. Like, come on, family. Like, Kevin didn't even care about winning it. And the problem I got with Kevin is Ramses went home and became the scapegoat essentially for Kevin's game. Kevin's the one who has the 25K. Kevin's the one who's jumping back and forth between alliances that is shifty and can't be trusted. You know, everything they said about Ramses just stuck on him like glue, even though he never once showed that nature or behavior to be that type of person outside of just walking in the rooms when people are having conversations and blending in. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting how he gets pinned as that and Kevin never gets that put on him. Never. And maybe that's why Kevin got rid of him. That way he could be the only person playing that game. And I'm going to get into Josh's HOH and my predictions for that. But I want to get into you fans, you Jess fans, or you undercover Paul fans that have been talking about how it behooves Jess' social game to get rid of Cody and keeping the hex. This had to be the most dumb shit I've ever heard. Okay, I guarantee the people who said this definitely thought Dom didn't deserve the temptation. So we could go ahead and rule Dom out now. But the fact that these same people are now trying to bring up a strategy that involves her purposely letting her number 2 go home. See, all of this is revisionist history because if Jess and Cody win HOH, Jess or Cody wins HOH, most likely if Cody wins the HOH, everyone goes, oh, we were wrong. If Jess wins it, people go, well, she could have won it anyway without Cody and she could have probably established herself into the game with great footing. But this time around, since Josh wins it, now everyone wants to act like, oh, we're vindicated. We told you she should have let Cody go home. Now he's just going to go home this week anyway. Well, I'll flip that entire point of view on you. If she lets Cody go home and doesn't use her temptation and Josh wins it anyway, she still got to use that fucking temptation this week. So either way, going into next week's HOH competition, it's still Jess, no Cody, and no temptation. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. And that's why I'm so confused why so many people are trying to get Jess to make a move that's bad for her game. You have to try. What's up with this quitting mentality? It's like Megan started this, and it started to move around like a toxic ooze or something. Okay, this ain't Power Rangers the movie. Okay, like it seems like everybody is in on this. Oh, well, what's the point? And you know what? As a super fan, I'm starting to understand how they feel. I'm starting to empathize with that because what's the fucking point? My 1 month free after canceling the damn feeds is over on the 10th. Okay. I don't want to sit through meatballs. I'm not trying to sit by that shit. Upstairs, downstairs, backyard, storage room. I'm not trying to sit on all this shit, man. And we know he's just going to do everything his daddy Paul tells him. Whatever you say, and it's, man, I just, because when Cody was in that winner circle, okay? When he was in that winner circle, he just had that look on his face like, hoping somebody fucks up, you know what I'm saying? And then when Josh just hits that lucky ass shit, Jess hits that terrible ass shot, it just pissed me off, man. Because Big Brother consistently puts comps in that Christmas can do. And it's annoying me. It's like, no. At a certain point, all right, y'all are moving these shits around for Christmas. I'm starting to think that they're purposely, the reason why they came out with this temptation comp could be the real HOH comps that they had planned out before Christmas got hurt. So they came up with the temptation comp, which is why they got rid of the temptations completely. That way, Christmas, because she's in the majority, she'll never be in the position to have to truly compete within these next 3 weeks for the temptation comp, meaning she can just do all of these random ass A/B, true, false, majority rules competitions that put no type of weight on her bad foot. And this is all bullshit, bro. This is all bullshit. The proof is in the pudding, bro. The temptation comp, hot take alert, okay? This temptation comp was created to not only make sure Paul could be safe if Cody and Jess won this HOH, but also to make sure Christmas could compete in every HOH. Please take that shit to the bank with you, because that's another thing that Big Brother thinks we're too stupid to realize. You mean to tell me the temptation comp involves you spinning around, getting dizzy, rolling bowling balls in the pins and shit? That ain't something Christmas could ever do. And that's why they purposely made that shit a competition for Christmas not to have to do. And that pisses me off. And Paul is already trying to talk Christmas and they're using her little nomination temptation. She's like, man, I'm saving this for later on in the game. What the hell's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? But at this point, fans, all we can do is hope that Cody happens to win this damn temptation comp. Because I tell you one thing, if Cody wins the temptation comp, okay, there are scenarios here. Cody has to win the temptation comp. Jess has to not be last, okay? Because I want Cody and Jess to be put in a situation where he takes her off and someone can replace her. And I also want someone else to be last from Paul's alliance to be the third nominee. I want, if possible, I want it to be a situation where there's 3 people from Paul's alliance on the block at once. It'll be damn near impossible because at this point, Josh is a Paul puppet. And most likely, Paul will talk him into putting up Elena and Mark to just guarantee someone goes home from that side. But you never know. I mean, you never know. But I recently had to revise my whole point of view on putting Paul up next to Raven because I started to think about this. If the temptation comp is before the HOH comp, in theory, production could tell Paul this. They could tell him, you know, Paul, it would behoove you to lose the temptation comp on purpose to be the third nominee, because then you'll never be sitting next to Raven 1 versus 1. It'll always be a third person. And as long as there's someone besides Raven and Paul to vote out, Paul will never go home. So this could be another reason why the temptation comp was created, because strategically, think about it, ladies and gentlemen, if Paul volunteers to be the third nom, okay, he'll never go home. Because even if Raven's next to him, even if Christmas is next to him with Raven, Christmas goes home. So that's why I had to revise my thinking. Paul has to go for that temptation comp, try hard, lose at it. He has to make sure, we have to make sure he's not last place in that comp. And then we have to put him on the block next to Raven and hope no one wins veto and takes him off. That's really the only way to get out Paul. And you see how small margin of error you have in getting Paul out? You see how small that is? That's what production rigging can do to a game. That's what they can do to a game. They can make it so difficult. This is Boston Rob Redemption Island, okay? There's so many people just blindly following them. You can't even get close enough to strike because all of them are willing to prove how loyal they are to the cause by jumping in front of the strike. And it's really frustrating. Like people on that side of the house, I just don't understand the philosophy of following Paul. I don't understand the philosophy. Paul gets into the jury house. Whoever takes him out, they have no chance of winning the game. He's going to turn everyone that walks up in that bitch against you. You know, so why take him to the jury house at all? Why take him to sequester? Because it's interesting when Paul's there? Who gives a fuck? It'll be interesting for all y'all when y'all can drink liquor all fucking day, all fucking night, screw in the bathtub. That stuff is going to be interesting enough, okay? But, man, it's like the friendship cult, man. They're driving me up a wall right now. And it's not just because Josh won the HOH. It's because it's a trickle-down effect, okay? It's a snowball effect. It's a mixture of the biased editing. It's a mixture of they keep winning every fucking key competition for the most part. Jess choking the game away for almost 3 straight weeks. And and then Dom going home for nothing. All of those things compounded on one another to make me feel like this past month of watching Big Brother has been excruciating. Like, and I'm sure all of you agree with me, because why do we as fans, why do we have to come up with all of these outlandish scenarios for Paul to go home? Whatever happened to where you nominate a guy, he stays on the block, he's the biggest threat, he goes the fuck home. Now all of a sudden, you put all of these recruits in one season. None of them understand strategy. None of them understand who has the votes and who should go before jury because they can influence the votes. None of them understand that. I can't wait for Dr. Will to sit all these motherfuckers down and grill their ass. Because trust me, if Paul is sitting there somehow, he's going to be like, how the hell did you make it here? All of these motherfuckers are stupid. You feel me? But all in all, man, I'm just not feeling this season at all, man. I have no reason to renew the feeds. I told a few people I would renew the feeds if Paul went home. And at this point, I don't see a point in it. Trust me, my rants ain't going nowhere, okay? Even if I don't renew the feeds, my rant's still going to be lit, ladies and gentlemen. Don't even trip on that. Just know I have my ways, okay? I got a lot of friends in a lot of places who go ahead and give me links and stuff like that. So I can still check it out. That won't harm anything. So let's get into Josh. Let's get into predictions. Let's get into what I think will most likely transpire this week. Well, today will be nominations. I'm expecting it to be Jess and Cody. Go for the easy strike. Josh has already voiced some opinions of how he would like Elena to go sooner than later, but he understands what the mission is this week. I truly believe that what's going to go down is, okay, the Temptation Comp happens first today. So I think Jess, Cody, everyone and their mama competes for this. I think this is damn near be the whole house. Because the more people that compete, the less likely Paul can be last place. So I think Paul's going to figure out a way how to tell everybody, especially since Josh isn't really connected to anyone in the house. It really behooves Paul to convince everyone to compete. We all need to stop Cody. Come on. It's basically just going to be like last week, but in a competition. So, and please believe, since this Temptation Comp, I've already theorized that this is here to give Christmas an easy route to her HOH competitions. I think this is going to be a physical comp. Probably something where they have to run back and forth. Probably something like the slippery slide kind of competition when they're constantly running back and forth with like oil or like some type of a beverage or something in their hands and a teacup, and they got to pour it. It's going to be something, I think, that is endurance-based, because we've had way too many time competitions that can be rigged very easily. Also, I want to go ahead and point that out. A lot of time competitions. Because, see, Big Brother, it's a tape show just like Survivor is a tape show. But it's interesting. Survivor's timed competitions feel way less rigged. And that shit was taped 6 months ago. That's interesting, ain't it? You know, it's just, I just don't get it, man. Like, they should always have a ticking clock on the screen to let us know. But see, they're so busy jumping to moments within like a 3-minute competition heat of one person doing something. They're like jumping like 20-second spurt, 20-second spurt, 20-second spurt. So they're cutting down 3 minutes of footage into 1 minute. So they can't really keep the clock, but they should keep the clock and just fast forward it to that moment. You know, keep the viewer, keep us intrigued, you know, and that's keep us intertwined, immersed in what's going on in front of us. Otherwise, we're like, oh, this looked like some rig shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Paul with that travel comp. You know what I'm saying? With the airplane and shit like that. Like, come on, man. All the shit he did, you mean to tell me that took 4 or 5 minutes? Fuck out of here. Okay? Now, but anyway, what do I think Josh will do? I think the Temptation Comp, I still believe in Cody. But I have a feeling production does not want Cody in this game no more. I think they've shown us in the past few days they don't want him in the game no more. But I will double down on believing Cody wins this comp. I think this is just another roadkill. You know, they're really rehashing the same shit, giving it a new name, man. Blue Magic. So I think Cody's going to end up winning it. I think Jess is going to wind up on the block, most likely, right next to Elena. No. Next to Mark. It's got to be Mark, because Mark don't get along with Josh at all. So it's going to be Mark and Jess, most likely on the block. And I think Cody is going to get picked for that veto. And I think Paul, planning all of these season Christmas head to use it. I think she's going to fold under the pressure And I think she's going to use her temptation to guarantee Cody can't save Jess, which will end up sealing Jess's fate. I think that's what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. I think Christmas talks a big game, and she by far is the only person on Paul's side with any type of stones, the only person who really holds their own nuts in that entire group. But at the same time, though, production's influence in the DR telling her, oh, this could be a good deal for you, Christmas. Christmas could come early in August. You know, they're going to do that type of shit with her, right? We'll offer you more prescription drugs to get high off Christmas. Come on now, use the temp. You know, they'll definitely hit her with that shit to try to coerce her into doing what Paul wants. I think she'll beckon at the idea of having some Xanaxes. And yeah, I think they're going to screw Cody from saving Jess. And I've already told you guys my opinion that I think Big Brother truly wants to see how Cody would play without Jess, since we've seen Jess play without Cody. But Jess is becoming somewhat of a superstar now. I'm willing to admit now, finally, I'm willing to, but see, it's hard to admit that shit now. But you know what? I'm not going to be a revisionist historian. I'm just going to keep it all the way 100. Jess has solidified herself as an all-star. Cody has solidified himself. He's the only player in Big Brother history to solidify himself as an all-star in 1 week. So now you have Cody and Jess as the star couple for the next all-star season. So that's pretty much set in stone at this point. No one else in this game, even Josh, as much as he's on TV, he going to be real pissed when he realizes he ain't all-star status. Like, no, bro. Like, only way you'll make it is if they can't find, well, actually, they probably can't find a straight black guy. So they'll probably choose Josh and count him as the straight black guy. Wait a minute. I can see that shit coming. Plus, they like the Cody-Josh dynamic. Oh, fuck. I spoke it into existence. But, yeah, I think Cody and Jess are no doubt all-stars now. They're part of Big Brother history for good now. Jess made a lot of bad decisions. I can't help but realize that now that Josh is HOH, like if you really think about it, if she would have saved Dom, Cody comes back, there's a high chance that maybe Josh isn't automatically thinking about targeting him with this HOH. I know this is long into the future. A lot of shit happens. Dynamics change. Now Dom's in the house. Mark is into it with Elena again. I know a lot of different things happen. It's like the butterfly effect. You go into the past, you change one thing, it changes everything, right? I know that. But I feel like if Dom's in the game, Josh is a little less likely to want to prove himself with the buffoonery to Paul. I think by that happening, Mark is less likely to get into that fight with Josh. By that happening, I think Cody and Jess have a better mindset on how to go about strategy in this game. By that happening, I think Josh may or may not still target Cody and Jess this week, but we'd at least have a percentage of hope. Hope is lost, people. Hope is lost, you know? And damn it, I'm willing to say this. Dom, she needs to win America's favorite player. Yes, I said it. I've spoken into an existence. Dom needs to win it. Hear me out. I know y'all motherfuckers like, I'm finna click the X button. Hold on. Calm down, coach. The reason why Dom needs to win AFP is because her going home completely changed the entire dynamic. Once Dom was sent home, everyone chucked their classiness out the fucking door, for the most part. Really look at it. Once Dom left, once they realized they could toe that line with that blackface shit, it became a madhouse. It legit became a madhouse. And Dom went through a type of treatment in this house that is unexplainable. Well, inexplainable, unless you've been treated that way before. It is truly inexplainable. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, Dom has a government job. She's a nuclear engineer. I mean, she most likely doesn't need the money. That's not the point. I want us to send her a message as a community. I want us to send her a message and say, you know what? We all haven't forgotten about what you went through. Because, trust me, every season happens the same way. What happens? Some shit goes down, then some more shit goes down, then some more shit goes down. Before you know it, you forgot about the first thing. This is one of the few seasons, maybe the only season besides 15, where I've never forgotten what happened to Dom. I never forgot what happened to Candace in 15. You know, So I want Dom to win America's favorite player because at the end of the day, Jess is going to get another opportunity to play the game. She's an all-star. Cody's an all-star. They don't need it. Okay. Plus, we already gave Jess a temptation. Okay. So she doesn't need America's favorite player. But at this point, who would you vote for America's favorite player? No one on Paul's side. And I believe Cody and Jess, they've gotten enough help. They just haven't applied it correctly. So I feel like Dom deserves it, people. And this is just me campaigning for Dom right now. Let's give Dom AFP because she conducted herself as like a queen should. You feel me? She conducted herself very, very, very correctly. You know, she didn't do anything to ruin her job outside the house. She kept it cool. She did everything she needed to do. And Jess, she was in a position like Peter Brown was where he could have saved Topaz in Big Brother Canada 1. He decided it was not the right move for his game. And Peter, he figured it out that to regret that move. But he swears by it that at the time he thought it was the right move. But that was Alex's girlfriend. I mean, Alex's girlfriend from Big Brother Canada 1. And that's the shield. That was Peter's best friend's girl. You should protect her anyway because you both have a common interest, making you very connected. At least to the opposite alliance, you appear connected. So why not keep her? The same thing should have occurred with Jess. Don't wait until Dom is gone for 2 weeks, Jess, to admit, oh, they're treating us like they treated Dom. No kidding, but they're not treating you as bad. Let's reel that back a little bit, Jess. I'm all for you, you know, taking advantage of the fact that you're being played as the victim and you are the victim and yada, 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 and Paul is off his fucking square. But at the same time, no, they're not treating you the exact same way. They're treating you similarly. Gang mentality, mob mentality. But the stuff that they did to Dom to break her down is much different than what they're doing to you because you have a grown man with you. Dom had nobody. Mark abandoned her. So what they did to her was far worse. I just want to keep drilling that home. That what Jess is going through is not as bad as what Dom did because Dom didn't have a chance to get revenge. Jess had chance. Jess had the chance to get revenge, and she decided to play the passive approach. She decided to play the cat and mouse game. Like, okay, well, I'm going to play politics, and I'm going to make you think that I'm cool with you, even though you sent my boyfriend home, and he's back, and I'm happy, and you're mad at it. I'm going to act as if we're cool, and hopefully we can work together in the future. No, Jess. No. You should have known better. And now you're in a situation. Julie mentioned that there's supposed to be some other new twist that could ruin Josh's HOH. We're going to have to find out some more about that on Sunday because for all we know, that could just be Julie just in a sensationalist way, just trying to describe the temptation competition. So I don't know. But all in all, I think most likely if Cody doesn't win the temptation competition, he's gone. If Cody does win it, I think it's sayonara Mark. I think, no, do they get rid of Jess before Mark? Is that the smarter play? Because after Mark won that temptation comp, I don't know. They could be perceiving it different. I think the smartest gameplay for everyone at this point is to get rid of Jess because because America has shown they like her. You don't want her anywhere near jury, and I think that's what Paul will definitely say. So, you know, it's crazy. Her not saving Dom could be what undone her 3-4 weeks later. You know, and all of you people that's trying to say that she should have never saved Cody because this outcome would have been the same, it doesn't matter. Okay. Jess has made so many chokes in a row that she could have been sent home with the temptation. You just don't know, man. You know, she was actually thinking about letting Cody go home. They could have sent her home with the temptation and never voted Cody out. Jess was prepared to make a Marcellus type move. She was prepared. That's craziness, man. But all in all, hope is lost, but we still have to remain optimistic that somehow someone out of Cody and Jess can win this temptation comp. Just make it a little bit more difficult strategically for people to just guarantee one of them goes home. We definitely have to hope that Christmas doesn't use her temptation for this veto competition. But for the most part, I've given you guys my conspiracy theories and my predictions. This has been a great episode. I hope you enjoy yourself. I'm not going to take much more of your time away from you. Enjoy your Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Be safe this weekend. Party hard, turn up. I am Dave Smith, the host of Recency Bias Radio, where no one is safe from criticism. If you could, please subscribe, like, comment below, share, the whole nine. You could also find us on Facebook. We have a fan page as well. Just type in Recency Bias Radio on Facebook and go ahead and hit a like, and you'll be following us for good. So, and also I have a sports podcast that's on iTunes and SoundCloud. We're right now during the off season, but when the NFL season / NBA season starts back up, we'll definitely get into that as well. But all in all, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for checking out Recency Bias Radio with another rant. I hope once again you enjoyed yourselves here. I definitely enjoy myself every time I get on the mic. So I hope you guys enjoy yourself. Be smooth, be safe, and be real. Don't be fake. All right, man. Peace out. Yep.